The story of the Zodiac Killer is one of America's most infamous unsolved mysteries, a tale that has haunted California and the world since the late 1960s. It's a story filled with ciphers, taunting letters, and cold-blooded murders. And despite decades of investigation, the true identity of the Zodiac remains hidden in the shadows. The terror began on December 20th, 1968, on a quiet, isolated road in Vallejo, California. Two teenagers, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were out on a date parked in a secluded spot. Suddenly, out of the darkness, a man approached their car, raised a gun and fired. By the time police arrived, both Betty and David were dead. No motive, no apparent suspect, just a haunting silence. And that was only the beginning. Just 7 months later, on the night of July 4th, 1969, another couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Magot, sat together in a car at Blue Rock Springs Park, a short drive from Vallejo. They too were ambushed. This time, the killer spoke. Before shooting, he told them he had escaped from prison and needed their car. Then he opened fire. Miraculously, Michael survived and managed to describe the attacker as a young, heavy-set white man with wavy brown hair. But identifying him proved impossible. Weeks later, police received a strange letter. It was the first of many. The writer claimed responsibility for the attacks and signed off as the Zodiac. He included chilling details only the killer would know, and attached was a cryptic cipher. The Zodiac's message: "Crack this code and you'll know my identity." Soon after, 2 more letters arrived, each with its own cipher, each demanding to be published on the front pages of local newspapers. Otherwise, the Zodiac warned, he would kill again. It didn't take long for a married couple, teachers, to crack the first cipher. The solution read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun," and described the thrill of murder. But frustratingly, the cipher provided no real clues to the killer's identity. The Zodiac's spree continued, his letters becoming increasingly taunting. He would describe details of unsolved murders, adding eerie ciphers and symbols, including his now infamous signature of a crossed circle symbol. His threats, often chillingly specific, included plans to shoot out the tires of a school bus and pick off the kiddies. A sense of terror spread across the Bay Area. One by one, more victims followed. In September of 1969, the Zodiac struck again at Lake Berryessa. A young couple, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, were relaxing by the lake when a man appeared, dressed in a hooded costume adorned with his trademark cross-circle symbol. He bound them and stabbed them repeatedly. Cecilia died of her injuries, though Brian survived. The Zodiac left his mark, scrawling a note on their car door with details of the attack, along with the dates of his previous murders. The Zodiac's final confirmed killing was in October 1969. A cab driver named Paul Stein was shot in San Francisco. Witnesses saw the killer, and police nearly caught him, missing him by mere minutes. But the Zodiac eluded them once again. The murders stopped, but the letters continued, each one more disturbing than the last. The Zodiac's ciphers, some of which remain unsolved, left investigators, cryptologists and amateur sleuths around the world with a sense of unease. Each new revelation seemed to deepen the mystery rather than bring clarity. Despite countless suspects, including schoolteachers, ex-military men and local eccentrics, no conclusive evidence has ever revealed who the Zodiac was. Today, the Zodiac Killer remains an enigma, a shadow cast across decades. His letters, with their strange symbols and ciphers, sit in police archives, remnants of a mystery that has refused to yield its secrets. He remains an unsettling whisper in the dark, a reminder of a man who killed without remorse and vanished without a trace.